Okay, hi everyone. This is the very first time I'll be doing a tutorial type um, video slash introduction for my YouTube. So here we go. I'm just going to start doodling around, but as I do, I'll just continue to talk and let you people know more about myself and my projects. I am the co-creator of Through the Woods. It's a ghost story that's set in upstate New York. It's a 3-issue miniseries that my brother and I worked on together. Um, and it's on Indiegogo right now. I'll put a link when I'm done making this video. But in the meantime, I'm just going to start doodling and sketching around for you guys um, while I talk. So, just playing with some shapes right now. I have something in mind. But yeah, where should I start? I have been in the comic book industry for a while now. I am a veteran, but I haven't worked on any gigantic titles, but I've done stuff for Image. I worked for Todd McFarlane Productions, like right out of high school. I started working for his company. I was doing designs for his toy company that was based in New Jersey. Did that for about a year before I went freelance. But yeah, I mean, growing up as a kid, I really got into comic books around that McFarlane era when he was going from Amazing Spider-Man and working on the regular Spider-Man title. Yeah, in those years, I mean, I was really getting into all that stuff. So that's when I really got into drawing as well. And then, yeah, I just kept learning from there. I am self-taught. So everything that I do, it's either just from trial and error, getting a lot of art books, studying life. I mean, it's great for people, for anybody really. If you're getting into artwork, do some life drawing. You don't even really have to take a class. I mean, you go outside, go to a park, grab a sketchbook, and just start drawing whatever you see. People running around, kids having fun, a couple on a bench talking. You know, you just gotta kind of be very observational with artwork. That's how you become more natural in your poses and things of that sort. Yeah, so right now I'm just I've been kind of famous for my work. It's pretty popular for drawing women, so I'm kind of doing that at the moment. Do maybe a Mary Jane Watson, just chilling. But I'm just kind of getting basic shapes down right now. Yeah, what else? So, yeah, when I worked at McFarlane Toys, I did learn a lot from there, and just the experience alone. Kind of getting into Todd's mind was very interesting. Where kind of he has his own rules for artwork, what he likes to see in pieces and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's almost, I didn't directly have a chance to pick his brain, but just hearing kind of like what he liked in the figures and what would kind of stand out or work well in the market. I mean, that kind of stuff it falls into your head. You start to pick up on things, whether you realize it or not. And then yeah, you could definitely use it in whatever artwork you're doing. So let's say like he's got what was it? There was something about when he sees a design, in his mind he hated symmetry. So if anything was too exact or equal on both sides, like if someone had a shoulder pad, you know, why would he have two? Make it one. Move this around. Play with that. I mean, it's like a good exercise for your brain as well, and what kind of works and what doesn't. What's appealing to the eye, what might be appealing for the viewer. So yeah, well, that was kind of neat. But yeah. So I mean, after the McFarlane years, I did stuff for Toy Biz as well. Diamond Select, Randy Bowen. I designed a lot of busts and statues. Um, but I mean, my heart was in comics. So I went freelance and I just started doing different stuff. I ended up working for um, for a few different companies in the entertainment business. I've done storyboards for like film and animation. Um, I've had designs that actually made it into video games, like weapon designs, things of that nature. It's always really cool and fun. But yeah, getting back into comics. Um, I did a series of covers for a political series that ended up turning into like sort of like a celebrity series as well. It's called Female Force and Political Power. Um, those books did surprisingly well. I did interviews on MSNBC, on CNN. I had Larry King holding up my work on air. I mean, I was pretty amazing. But yes, I mean after that I did some stuff for Image as well. I did Hack and Slash for them, Devil's Due, a few different projects. But I really wanted to create my own stuff, so I started to um, develop a few ideas that my brother and I came up with like ages ago. But I mean, like throughout high school and in the early adult years, you kind of that's when you really want to get the most creative with concepts and things. Some stuff will work, some stuff won't. But we had a really cool concept for a ghost story, which ended up turning into Through the Woods. We didn't have a proper title when we came up with it. We just had the visuals, like a pretty. It's a fun and it's a dark story at the same time. To see where it goes. But I mean, being fans of like Evil Dead and those kind of things, was a big influence for sure. So yeah, it's kind of the direction of where our book went. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a 3-issue miniseries. It was a lot of fun to work on as well. It's a lot of hard work, but in between doing other projects, I was working on pages. So I would hand draw them. Normally, that's my process. I'll hand draw things. I'll scan them into the computer, and then I'll paint them on Photoshop. Sometimes I do sort of like a digital inking technique. Other times it'll be like a rough drawing, and then yeah, I'll paint over my lines anyway, so I don't go too crazy with some stuff. Other things, if I'm very clear on what I want, I'll do a detailed out drawing, and in that case, I will want the lines to look extra crisp before I start painting them. Yeah. You see a lot of examples of my work too. If you go on Instagram or Facebook, my handle is Vinnieart, Vinnieart. Yeah, so I'm trying to grow my social media presence a little bit more. If these videos do well, I'll keep making more of them. But yeah, so anyway, in the meantime, yeah, please enjoy my stuff. Keep checking it out. I'm going to keep doodling away here. So I know I wanted to kind of have her in a seated position. Let me see. What else can we do here? Maybe she's sitting on a sofa or something. Put some cushions. There we go. I'll make it a little bit quiet because I'm not too used to talking while I'm drawing. But I'm going to have to get used to it if you guys like it. So, yeah. But anywho. What else? I mean, I'd really love to hear back from you guys anyway, like if there's specific topics you want me to talk about. The state of the comic book industry right now. which is very, very odd, considering the movies are doing so well, but the actual print of comic books aren't doing that great. But I think that's attributed to a lot of people with ego and a lot of people who are in positions where they shouldn't be calling the shots, and they still are. Um, yeah, if you walk into any comic shop and you talk to the owners, a lot of them have a lot of gripes of what's going on in the industry. That's kind of why I wanted to go the independent route with my book, you know, because even as I finished like the first issue of Through the Woods, kind of a while back, but I was taking it to different shows to get people's feedback, and I mean, people really, really enjoyed it, but I heard them out. So in the second issue, as long as it didn't take away from the story much, I started to implement some of the different changes or things that people wanted to see more of. So they liked the cheesecake, some of the cheesecake stuff that I put in there regarding the lead female. They wanted to see a little bit more of her, so I did some kind of fun scenarios where she's kind of chilling on a bed and doing her research. Is a part of the story where it's kind of important anyway, but not really what she's doing in regards to like does she have to be reading all this stuff in the library or whatever? No, I mean we had her check out the books from a store, from a library, and then yeah, she's doing her research at home. So when you're at home, are you going to be all dolled up? No, you're going to be chill. So that's what we kind of did, and yeah, people seem to enjoy that a lot. Um, but yeah, by issue 3 though, I was focused more on how we were going to end the book. But I mean, as it is kind of uh, finite. But if people really, really enjoyed the series, we could bring back these characters quite easily. My brother and I came up with a pretty good concept of how we could do it. And in fact, they even have another villain um, that could be like a major factor in the sequel to this series. Should we go back to it? But I do have a lot of different projects as well, all different genres. Um, I got futuristic, we got crime, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Um, there's one completed project, well, the first issue that I had done on a future story, um, and I'm kind of fine tuning the story a little bit more because it gets a little bit more complicated for the second issue. And I also developed another series that's going to be a pirate book that I put some teases up here and there on Instagram and some of the social media. Um, yeah, I'm really excited about that one because I'm going to be taking people on a journey. I mean, uh, you're going to go to different places. You want nice locations, tropical, some storms. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff to do that. It's going to keep me very interested as I'm working on it as well. But it's going to be a real fun story and a fun book. I'm excited about that. And yeah, I think you guys will really dig it. Because I haven't seen anything like that out in the market, not in a long ass time anyway. Um, then again, I'm not really reading that many current books because I don't like the direction of where Marvel and DC had gone. There's a few titles I dig, and a few creators, but for the most part, I don't know the kind of audience that they're trying to look for anymore. But it feels like they're kind of slapping a lot of people in the face, and I don't applaud that on any level. I think you should listen to the fans and yeah, make changes to your product. I mean, why would you deter from the main characters that are a staple of your company that everyone's running to the movie theaters to go see? Why would you change that? I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. But I mean, there's always a place and a proper way of putting new characters. Um, but yeah, don't try to take away from the existing ones to push something else. It's odd. It's weird. People don't like that much change. Not abruptly anyway. But yeah, just keep writing fun books and fun drawings, and people will get it. People will want to read it. That's kind of my 2 cents anyway. My opinion on what's kind of going on. But yeah, well, again, that's why I'm making my own books. Yeah. So drawing and writing what I want. In between doing freelance work, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of up to you guys too. If you really want to support me a lot, yeah, please donate to my campaign on Indiegogo, Through the Woods. It is the first project for my company, Mela Art World. And again, should it take off properly, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun titles for you guys. And yeah, with any luck, if I could grow even larger, I'll bring in more of like the talent and the cool artists that I dig, if I could get them. But yeah, and showcase new guys, people who haven't had a chance, like myself. I come damn close to getting some amazing, amazing jobs, and I got screwed out of them at the last minute. But again, it's from and because of people in the industry who I don't necessarily think they belong there anymore. They don't have an eye, not like the original old dudes, those old creators. They knew it was good. They knew it would work. And if it didn't, they listened to that and they made their changes. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to go back to that older way of approaching it. It's not even older. It's I think a more logical way of handling things. Listen to fans. Listen to what they want. Give them what they want. Make them happy. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. So I'm making books that I always wanted to see. Hopefully it's going to show. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, with the female drawing, I'm just kind of messing around with the shape and the pose a bit. Get back to the face over here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some of my favorite characters are Spider-Man, Batman. I like the kind of the underdog in stories as well. People who could fight back against a lot of hardship in their lives, sheer determination, will, skill. I think those are some of the things that make a pretty good hero, and fighting for the little guy. In fact, actually, I was supposed to work on a Spider-Man title years ago, and I was screwed out of that opportunity. It was 2 weeks before I signed the contract to draw a Spider-Man title. I got a call, and the editor I was dealing with, really great guy, he told me, I'm going to tell you flat out, I can't put you on the book because the certain EIC at the time, he wanted to put one of his friends on the book instead. And I got completely forgotten about. It's a very tough thing to come that close to an amazing job, an amazing opportunity like that, and then just getting screwed out of it. But I don't know, back then I was just a penciler. So I taught myself how to computer color. I figured, you know what, if I could do a comic book all by myself from beginning to end, I think it's going to be a better thing. And even if I don't continue in comics, I think I could do just, continue my commercial art career. And I ended up doing that anyway, but yeah, my dream is still to make comics, and I think I'm a natural storyteller. I met a lot of the old greats, and they were always impressed with my work. I was always very appreciative to them. Joe Kubert, he wanted me working for Marvel so badly. He took my samples and brought them in, but again, I had some bad stories with that because the people who should have, given me some work, instead they stole my samples and they used them themselves. which was really, really, I don't know. I might make a video on that and entitle it Marvel, the House of Stolen Ideas. But, you know, it's kind of crazy with this business, what it's done, and some of the people who've got pretty high in the ranks from being very sneaky, dirty, and underhanded, which is also very, very crazy. But I mean, it's in most businesses, there's stuff like that, and a lot of horror stories. But anyway, yeah, and I'm just keep being determined, keep working hard, and you know, I think anyone could achieve their dreams and things that they want to do, even if it's not exactly what they wanted to do. You get pretty damn close and be happy. But, yeah. Boy, did I had some great ideas for Spidey. Whew. If I put that hat on to do those kind of superheroes and things like that, yeah, I think I could blow a lot of people's minds with it. Who knows? We'll see one day. And if not, who cares? I got my own stuff I'm doing. And hopefully you guys will really enjoy what I create. So, yeah, I've done a whole bunch of conventions as well. Yeah, I mean, you guys can find me at a lot of them too, but yeah, again, got to give back to the fans. You got to listen to them. That's what I always believed. Yeah, keep creating the best work you could do. So, let me just play a little bit more with this. And just kind of messing around at the moment. Nothing real serious here. I'll zoom up a bit. Work on this face better. Need some kind of drawing rules you can get into. Kind of playing with structure at the moment. I mean, typically I still like to draw traditionally, but yeah, it's good to always practice and mess around with different mediums, you know. Sorry, just taking a little sip of water. But yeah, try different stuff, play around. I've messed around with oil paints in the past, acrylic, but yeah, I don't know. I like good old pencil and paper, or pulling up digital is fine as well. But yeah, I think my strength is in the coloring. Not so much getting the initial drawing down digitally, because you know these things kind of skip and you can't get as clean a line as you want. Things get a little bit messy too sometimes, but you could always go back and clean it up. That's the benefit of going digital, you know. And if you have high resolution and you zoom up, you could put so much detail into work. So then when you back out, that looks even more crazy and cool. Do a little bit of erasing here. Playing around with this hair. There's so many different ways of doing it. But these kind of little things happen when you're going digital. You get a big fat line out of nowhere and throw you off a bit. But anywho, you can play with swooping and arching. It's all about the shapes. You want to get fun shapes going. Get some high hair. You have volume. They call it volume. But yeah, then you go back in, start erasing a little bit more. That you have more of a shape that you want to play with. Maybe keep your ear sticking out. That's kind of messy. I'm going to fix that. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy what I'm doing. Messing around. Erase some of that crap. Get back in here. Give her kind of better features. Again, this is just a real rough kind of piece. Just playing around. So, make whatever mistakes you want to make. Go a little bit thinner. But yeah, everyone works differently too. I mean, I don't use that many crazy shortcuts. Everyone knows all these different ways of doing stuff. I just kind of always muscled through things on my own. You know, if I find my own shortcuts, I'll work with those. But you know, again, I've been kind of by myself when it comes to creating on every level. Just trial and error. But yeah, I think she's starting to look a little bit cuter now. There we go. Fix that mouth up a bit. You just kind of want to go with the center of the eye to get these kind of more realistic proportions when drawing a face. I'm going to play with a little thick again. What's going on there? But these lines. Something going on with my Photoshop. Anywho, it happens. So, with women, you got to remember, go a little more round and feminine. With any lines you're working with women, you want rounded edges. You don't want anything sharp. If it's sharp, she's going to look too masculine. You don't really want that. Unless you're drawing a character who is meant to be that way, but in this case, I'm not. But yeah, if you want to convey, you know, a more beautiful looking woman, yeah, go with the simplest ways that work. They work for a reason. Let me see here. Right now her eyes are looking very evil. So let me erase those. In fact, I'm going to do a lot of erasing here. Let's give her more. A chill look. It's been around here for a little while now. Might be cutting this a little short soon, but let me see. I mean, you can always play with shadows and stuff like that. I mean, if you're thinking that the light source, if it's coming from this kind of direction, she's gonna cast shadows on this side of her face. So then you also got to think of the planes of the face. Maybe her hair is causing a bit of a shadow. Make that a little more clear. So again, everything affects it. Fill in a little bit more too. Kind of go a little bit quicker at the moment. Just kind of chicken scratch with a little bit of structure. I'm not going super crazy at the moment. We're showing you guys, it's just, again, kind of a test video, playing around, so you guys could get to know me a little bit better as well. So yeah, be sure to ask me whatever questions you want to ask. Yeah. Whoa, I'm a dog over there, like a raccoon. Yeah, give her some shadowing by her chin. But again, if this is going to be a more serious drawing, I would approach it almost a totally different way. You know, I'd be zoomed in even closer to put the extra details in, really make sure that this worked better. Excuse me. Yeah, there's all different ways of working. Yeah, tonight is strictly doodling and random blabbing. Here's some pupils. Yeah, she looks half asleep. That's alright. I'll back up a little bit. Oh. So, yeah. Normally I do like to play with hair a lot more. Get some kind of swooping going on. It becomes more fun when you do a drawing that has, even if it's a static pose, if you want to get some energy in there. You know, maybe a window's open and her hair's kind of blowing in the wind. You can put some strands going across the face if you like, but again, don't go too crazy. I'll go in there, erase a little more. Went a little thick again, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, these turned out to be a pretty nice piece. Give her a shirt that has a little slight collar. Maybe it's sleeveless. Keep it sleeveless. Punch it up there. And I'm just, there's no real structure and stuff because I'd be more I pay more attention to perspective if this was going to be a more serious piece, but again, it's just kind of playing with an idea and a concept. Nothing too crazy. You know. And normally I would, like, let's say it's 1 point perspective. So everything would be kind of, all the lines would converge into that point. You know. And then thinking about the shadows again, you go thicker brush and you put some shadows underneath there. Toes are a little bit curled, so I'm just putting, super thick again. Alright. Maybe that breeze that's blowing her hair it's a cold wind. It's a winter breeze. But yeah, again, just messing around. What did Bob Ross always say? Just having some fun. Make a happy accident. It's alright. You could always fix it. But yeah. There's some more pillows back here. Maybe another over there. I don't know. Maybe she's got a bag of chips or something in her hand. She's gonna go reaching for another one. Erase this. But yeah, just having some fun. Some cheesy little character in the bag. But yeah, you can do anything. You can mess around whatever way you want. But yeah, just having some fun. Having some fun. Playing around. If you want to see some more of my work, again, go to Vinnieart on Instagram, Facebook. I also have a DeviantArt account still. That's Vinrock, VINROC .deviantart.com. I have a lot of my work on there as well. You can see all the different stuff that I've been doing. And, you know, I got a lot of my covers there and other works like that. A lot of the commercial work I haven't been able to show, or there's still NDAs, so I can't really get into that. But if it's like fan pieces or some of the covers and things like that that I've worked on, yeah, you'll be able to find it pretty easily on those sites, including a bunch of convention photos and stuff. You can see people I've met. You know. But yeah, I gotta say it again. Fans are always the best. Super supportive, super cool. So again, if you guys want to know more, please let me know in the comment section. You can let me know on other social media platforms as well. I do read and watch everything myself. I don't have a crew of people, so if I do take a while getting back to you, just either message me again, or yeah, just, you know, little reminders help. It's all good. It's all good. This is one lumpy, odd-looking sofa or love seat. But again, just a silly drawing. Anyway. It turned into the back of a car. That's funny. But yeah, maybe she's got a big rug or carpet or something down here. So, again, there's better ways of doing this than just messing around. Just messing around. That's the window. Whatever. Some extra shadowing would be pretty cool over here. So I'm going thicker. If you want to make a lot of boldness, I mean contrast of black and white, you want to make a good impression with your art. It's always an easy and good way of going about it, but you got to make sure it's done right. If it's done poorly, it could look like a mess. So yeah, play around. I mean, I do a lot of erasing and trial and error. It's just how I've always been, how I've always learned and taught myself. And I'm jumping in with both feet. She's kind of sliding off this thing, isn't she? Yeah. Oops. That looked a little bit odd. Goof that up a little bit, I would say. But anyway, if she does look a little bit off, or like she's slid down, you could always lasso around her, and we'll move her up. Because there's no rules in digital art when it comes to that kind of thing. If this was a hand-drawn piece, yeah, again, I'd approach it in a totally different fashion, and I'd be more concerned with getting perspective down before anything else. This one I just kind of started with the figure, so it's all good. So like that. So I scooched her butt up. So then you got to make the appropriate changes. And shadowing. Shadowing and structure. And just so you guys know, I did make another layer when I started this just to have a more gray background so it's easier on my eyes than a white one. If you're working a lot of long hours, or if you do want to do something completely digital, I would recommend making a separate layer for your base layer and going with something that's not going to strain your eyes if you work real late. Strain your eyes, period. Staring at a white screen is not good. But, yeah. This is looking pretty neat. Pretty neat and fun. Whoa, I just realized what happened over here. I should have paid more attention. But her hand vanished. And that shadowing I dropped down. Yeah, another good thing if you're going to start playing with blacks, I would open up a separate layer. That way, like, you wouldn't have to do the silly mistake I just made of having to redraw her hand. But whatever. Again, I'm going to be keeping this on any level. Oops. Very well. I'll keep messing with it on another video. Who knows? It's whatever you guys feel like seeing or what you want. But, yeah. There you go. Alright. Not too bad. Firstly, little piece, a little practice piece. Maybe I change the back of that. Bring that higher. Oh, whatever. Do whatever you want. Whatever you want, whenever you want. Anyway, guys. If there's a specific character you guys want me to mess around with another time on a practice video while I babble and ramble on, yeah, just let me know. Maybe the next one might be a Spidey. Maybe I'll throw a Spidey in here. You know, maybe he's chilling in the back here, but I think I'm just kind of wasting time right now. I should be going back to work on other stuff, but whatever. I'll get rid of that. Anyway, it's been fun. So, guys, please check out Through the Woods on Indiegogo. Type my name in, Vinnieart. You should be able to find it that way as well. Or go on my Twitter, go on my Facebook. I have links up all over the place to my campaign. And I would really appreciate it. I think you guys will really enjoy the comic. It's a cool story. It's a dark story. But the artwork, it's very fun to look at. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Thank you, and have a good night.